Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Buzzcut Diaries. So today it's a little bit different. We're not going to be talking about buzz cuts at all. I mean, I have a fresh shave going on, but we're here to talk about one of my most requested videos, which is a tattoo tour. So today we're going to be diving into all things tattoos, going over all the art that I have on my body, as well as future plans for new tattoos. And I'm really excited to tell you about that. So, tattoo journey. I started getting tattoos in my 30s. I was, oh my gosh, about 35 when I got my first tattoo. I'd always wanted tattoos my whole life. And I don't know, I guess, we're not going to get into the deep psychology of it all, but I never really felt like I had a lot of ownership over my body, whether that be growing up or in some of my early relationships. So, yeah, I didn't really feel like it was a possibility. I've always been an artist. I love drawing, painting, creating furniture, anything artistic. So I've always had a strong passion for tattoos, and I've always loved watching shows like Ink Master. Yeah. So, anyways, it's always been a passion of mine. And then it wasn't until I was in the relationship with the partner I have now. And I don't know, I guess we just finally decided to do something for ourselves and we wanted to get tattoos. We often had traveled to Montreal early in our relationship. It's sort of our special place. And so we decided we wanted to get a tattoo in Montreal to sort of commemorate it as an important place for us. So we just started, searching the internet and hoofing it up and down the street. And luckily, there are quite a few amazing tattoo shops and artists in Montreal. So we didn't have to walk very far. We finally landed on a shop called Imperial Tattoo Connection. And we basically just walked in and had a consultation on the spot. I didn't even really have much of an idea of what I wanted in a tattoo, but they were so amazing. They took such good care of us. It's such a beautiful shop with such amazing artists, and they were just super supportive. So we ended up getting connected with an artist there at the time. He's no longer there, but his name is Brian, also known as Bolnosaur. And if I can find him on Instagram, I'll put him in here as well. And yeah, he did a consultation with us, and I knew I wanted to do black and gray, and I knew I wanted to do something sort of related to an anatomical heart because I felt like it really represents the multiple sides of myself being very sort of logical, anatomical, but also emotional and loving and caring. And it was his idea to sort of add the different flowers coming out of the top of the heart, and those represent my children and my partner. So yeah, in terms of pain, I would say the sort of bottom area here that like verges into the inner elbow. Yeah, that part was very painful, and I will never forget that. Like that has imprinted physically on my arm, but imprinted on my mind. It felt like someone was taking a knife and like driving it through my bicep. I will recover one day. Obviously, it wasn't that bad because I got lots more. So we decided we wanted to get as many tattoos from Brian as possible. So we booked again the following year or two. And this time I knew exactly what I wanted. I wanted the lily of the valley, which is representative of my birth flower. And then I have my nightingale right here. And essentially, there's sort of like an old tale of the love affair between the nightingale and the lily of the valley, and it's called The Return of Happiness. You can look it up. So this was like a bigger piece. It goes like far into my chest. I can't believe I got my second tattoo on my chest. I like literally didn't give shits. I was like, didn't even think about where it would be or like how it would be seen. I knew this is exactly how I wanted it. I designed it. I drew it up for Brian and showed him like on a mock shoulder, like this is what I want. So this piece did take a very long time. Sorry, I think this one took about 8 hours. This one took longer, maybe verging on like 10 hours. It was a bit tough, and like we did have to sacrifice a little bit of details on the back of my shoulder here, knowing that at like some point this is gonna connect into something else. But I absolutely love the nightingale, and yeah, I'll show some more detailed photos of that. So unfortunately, at that point, Brian moved back to France, and we couldn't get any more work done with him. So that was a bit of a heartbreaker. So we were on the hunt for another tattoo artist. I did all the things. I did the Google, the internet searches, the web crawler, whatever the hell, internet browser, and found a place called Han Tattoo, and that was in Toronto. And I got connected with an artist named Bao there. So again, I had a very clear idea in my mind of what I wanted. I really wanted each of my tattoos to sort of be representative of important people in my life, past, present, living, no longer living. So this time I wanted to get a piece that would be representative of my relationship with my father, who is still living, thankfully. So on my forearm, hard to see here, but I'll include some photos. So this is a drawing of two hands, and they're playing cat's cradle. And this basically goes back to when I moved away for the first time to go to university. My dad's a really important person in my life. We have a strong bond, and but we're not like outwardly emotional people that will say I miss you or I love you. I hope that doesn't sound bad. But we find other ways to communicate, and we always sort of communicated through our love of classic rock. And so while I was away at school, we would email each other, because this is a long time ago. We didn't have cell phones. Um, so we would email each other lyrics from the song Cat's Cradle. And that's basically a song about, a father and a son and their relationship. You can look it up. And yeah, so I got the Cat's Cradle game, and that's from my dad. So after that, we did go back to Han Tattoo, but I switched from Bao to an artist named Chan. And this time I wanted to get my grandpa's guitar. So obviously this is from my grandpa. He has passed, and I do own this guitar. It's a piece that I got to keep after he passed. So yeah, all of my memories of my grandpa growing up were him with a guitar in his hand. That's what he did. He played music. And all I can really remember is him always having a guitar and playing music for us. And we would make little concerts in my grandparents' basement. And I miss him a lot. So yeah, I just that's all I wanted, was just to be able to look at my arm and see the guitar and remember him. And yeah, I love him. So kept digging over the years. Time kind of passed, and we came across a shop called Sandbox. Again, I'll include their information in here somewhere. And they were promoting a 10-hour tattoo situation. So of course we're like, yes, 10 hours. What can you do? So this time around, I wanted to get a lot of coverage. I knew there were particular flowers that I wanted to get that represented family members. There was a particular bird that I wanted to get, which is sort of down here. So that represents my sister. And yeah, just different berries and like fruits and florals that all represent the people that I love. And then I have a couple little bumblebees in here. Bees have always been something that I'm drawn to. I have, rings, earrings, socks, everything that represents bees. Got my buzz cut. So yeah, I love my bees. So I got a little one on my shoulder and a little one on my forearm. So yeah, I got this done by Anna, who is absolutely amazing. So upcoming projects. So we have consultations coming up in July, which I'm amazingly hyped about. I'm not 100% sure what pieces I'm going to get yet, but a few things that I am playing with are I'd like to get a vintage sewing machine. This is for my grandma. My grandma is still alive, thankfully. But just like I grew up with my grandpa with a guitar, I grew up with my grandma with a sewing machine. That was her profession, and she made a lot of our clothes when we were growing up. And I can just remember, again, of course, being in the basement, but being in their basement, and she would have like a whole wall of textiles, and we would go in and we could pick fabrics and like trims and zippers, and she taught me how to sew. So I want to get a sewing machine for her, and then I'm going to get my mother's vintage, like a 1960s, 70s camera. It's on my nightstand. My mother is also still alive. I'll just say that. Yeah, and my mom always has a camera in her hand. I don't think there's more to say than that. There's 15,000 pictures of me in two gigantic walls of albums of photos growing up, and to this day, she still has a camera in her hand anytime you're around her. So I'm going to get that for her. And then, if there's time, I'm going to get the same crest as my husband. So we are getting married in October, and I'm going to be ushered into the gun family. So I'm going to be looking to get the same gun crest as my husband has on my forearm. So I think that's all the pieces that I'm thinking of doing coming up. We're booked to have them done in August. Wanted to get them done before the wedding. I'm trying to get like all my family members on me before I get married, which is not the easiest task in the world, but I'm up for it. Can't wait. Super hyped. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this tattoo tour. If you have any questions about my tattoos or advice about tattoos, yeah, just drop me a question in the comment box, and I would be happy to chat more. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.